Okay, so what I would say is that like if you don't feel this pull to go back to this memory, if it doesn't feel strong enough emotionally, then maybe you don't need to readdress that one. Like I was saying, when the reason why I went back to that grade seven memory is that as I started to raise in consciousness and get to that higher space where there was nothing there,
Mhm.
I couldn't go up there unless I let go of that because I was still harboring shame from that moment. So the work wouldn't be like, oh, I wonder what messed me up when I was a kid. Oh, well, someone died, so that must have messed me up. So I'm going to go revisit that. Don't think like that. Like, think like, I'm going to just raise in consciousness and do the work to be in a higher state of being. And as you raise, whatever needs to be let go will be clear to you. They'll be like, oh, I'm trying to raise, but there's this shame, or I'm trying to raise, or there's this anger that won't let me go higher. And then you say, well, what does that anger from? And then it'll just come to you. Be like, oh, I got pissed off at my parents when I was 12 years old and I never forgive them. So, like, and then you'll be like, okay, well, why did that happen? And then you'll be able to go back into that memory. But rather than trying to pinpoint what might have messed me up, just allow yourself to do the work of raising your consciousness. And as you get into the higher states of being and the higher states of vibration, the lower vibrations will literally try to hold you down. And then they will become so apparent because you're up here and they're trying to pull you down here that you can look down and be like, wow, there's this shame right here. And you can bring that shame up into the light so you can see its character and you can see what it is, what surrounds it. And by seeing what surrounds it, you can actually say, okay, wow, actually, it was that memory. I forgot that even happened. I was 8 and this happened. And I forgot all about it because I didn't want to think about it for 20 years. And then that's the kind of stuff that will need to be let go, not just the things that we typically think are traumatic. Oftentimes we think that with the things that are the most tragic and the things that we see as the most tragic and traumatic, those are the things we need to work on. But sometimes it's the simplest thing. Like, just for an example, um, that example I said in grade seven, it was very simple, and it was not like, from anybody else's point of view, they would have said just get over it. But it really messed me up for years. I was in the locker room, and I had a girlfriend when I was in grade seven, and we were together for a month, and I wanted to get her a gift. So I gave my mom $10 for a bracelet, a gold bracelet that she had. It probably wasn't real gold, but she's like, here, yeah, give this to your girlfriend. That's so sweet. So I brought it to school the next day, and I was so nervous. And I just went up to her, and I was just like, oh my God, I want to do this. I want to be a nice boyfriend and stuff. And I handed it to her. And I was already vulnerable as hell. And I was like, happy anniversary. And then this other kid was like, happy anniversary. And it destroyed me. So, like, from anybody looking in, they must like, he'll let go of that. No big deal. All he did was repeat what he said in a mocking voice. Like, he'll forget that tomorrow. But for me, I felt like an idiot. And I held on to that level of shame for I don't know how many years. So, the things that often traumatize us on deep levels, not often, but sometimes the things that traumatize us on deep levels from the outside perspective don't look bad at all to somebody else. So the things that you might need to let go of might not have anything to do with death, might not have anything to do with neglect or abuse or betrayal. It might be something as simple as somebody mocking you, saying 3 words or 2 words. So that's what I mean, is that, like, as you do the work of just raising in consciousness, as you get in those higher vibrations, you won't be able to go higher till you start to let go of the things that need to be let go of. So you'll know what needs to be let go of. You'll know what's you projecting and what's not. You won't necessarily need to think, did I actually, get upset from that? Did that actually impact me in any way? When you get into those higher vibrations, you won't have any doubt as to what impacted you and what didn't.